A bit of time has passed. I've got some upgrades on here. I have the front metal bumper on, and it is aluminum. I have the rear bumper mounted, and it is also aluminum. The rear tire mounts to the rear bumper, which changes the weight around a little bit. Show you how this looked. Alright. As you see, I took the tire off of the back. There was a screw here that held the tire on. If you are to make similar adjustments, this is the Yeah Racing rear bumper. You have to remove this rear assembly. You have to pop the screw out of here. It is pressure fit, so it takes a little bit to knock it out of there, but there's no damage. Put everything back on. Once I finally had everything fit and ready, it goes right on there. Looks pretty good. We've got the trailer hitch on here as well. The tire sits a little higher than it did on the body. Everything still fits. Everything looks good. Everything looks tight. And at the front, so what I'm showing you here is the hot racing bumper. Hindsight being what it is, I do not recommend this bumper at all. It is not designed for the worn winch. The holes do not line up, and the guard is way too low to fit the winch on it. The fact that it curves in didn't bother me at first, but the more I think about it, the more I wish that I had not done this. I did have to cut the body a little bit to make the bumper fit. I do not recommend this bumper at all. Don't do it. A lot easier, just cut the Lexan. Doesn't do any damage, doesn't do any harm. Still looks good. Because of the bumper, you can barely see a gap. Did not cut under here. I left it as is. There was plenty of room. Just here. So the bumper goes in. Looks pretty good. I am worried a little bit about flexing and the tires getting stuck in the bumper, so I'll probably have to pull this bumper out a little bit anyway. Still would have had to cut this either way because of the curve. We're all good. Now, let's see what I did on the inside to prepare to put the lights in. On the inside, we now have a light controller. This is where the rest of the lights are going to come in. I'll show you the lights in a second. I also installed this. You push it from the bottom, turn the power on and off. Again, like I said, you wouldn't be able to reach under there and hit the power button. So this allows you to press the power on and off. Something I thought was really cool was this battery attachment. I was concerned because I have thicker batteries than normal, but when you have a thick battery, you just flip it around and it accepts 26mm battery. Flip it back around, 23mm battery. Awesome. I love how they had the forethought to do that. When I went to install this, there's two screws here that you've got to unscrew to pull this up a little bit. Run the the receiver wire under here between these two servos here. Take the box cover off, run it through here where it's already sealed, connect it to channel 1, and that's done. I have lights running from my rear bumper here, coming through and attaching to this, which is part of the light module. Now let's talk about the lights. This is the light kit. These are going to be the front lights, which are attached to the rear lights, which these will plug in to the module. I have the light bar that goes across the top. Again, this will plug into the module. Very curious how that will work. And here we have rock lights that'll go across the bottom. I believe it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So there'll be 2 on each wheel. The setup looks like this. Looking at it from the top down, this is going to be the front, this is the back. If you see, rock light, 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 rock light. Rear lights, front lights, light bar. This is looking at it from the inside to give you an idea. It's already ready for it. That's why I bought the Traxxas lights specifically. It'll take some disassembly, but once we're done, let's take a look at it. So here's a funny little thing. When you're installing the lights, you've got to remove the wheel wells and the fender flares here, but every other one is fake. One here, fake. One here, fake. One here, fake. One here, fake. So keep that in mind if you decide to do this light set. Also, when you take them off, keep them together. They're marked. Left front, left rear. Not too bad. So to get the rear tail lights out, you're going to have to take your little scale jack off so that you can get to the screw here. This is the only screw that's actually holding the rear tail lights in. So once you get this out, and the rear light assembly comes right out. Alright, something to note as well, when you're getting the front lights out, where these would be sitting like that, with the black covers on them, they need a little bit of massaging to come out. They don't want to come out real easily, but be careful how you pull them out, because you don't want to scratch the inside, because the inside is where your paint job is. Thought you might want to take a look at also how it looks without your fender flares on it. Alright, battery died, new shirt, new day. Wanted to show you something I noticed. So these have rock lights. Traxxas comes with rock lights, and I was like, where in the world do these fit in? They don't. There's nowhere like that I couldn't get it. Traxxas is super smart. They put they actually put cutouts. In the wheel wells. So these just go on like that, and they show through. Pretty cool. Very impressed. 2 for each fender. When you're putting the fender flares back on, do not over tighten. Screw it down. Watch it. As soon as the screw head hits the flare, you're done. If you over tighten, the flare will bulge up, weakening it, and A, it looks bad, and B, you don't want to break it because it's still Lexan and it's still plastic. So be careful. Alright, here we go. Battery plugged in. Lights plugged in. I don't have these plugged in yet because I need to figure out an adapter for it. Oh, let's see if this works. Nope. I need to get an adapter for that. And, well, come on. Go. Body clip. Body clip. Bag. Oh, body clips. So, here we go. Remote is on. And there are the lights. We have a top light, headlights, tail lights. We have a low mode, high mode. What's up here? Wonder if oh, No turn signals. Take two. Remote on. Car working. Left, right. Forward. Backwards. Take it outside, shall we? Full speed. Unlock differentials. High gear.
Right on.
Oh, we're parked though.
Yeah. Cool, man. Is that new or used?
Brand new.
Right on.
I just put the lights and stuff on it. And it's got aluminum front bumper, aluminum back bumper with the tire actually attached to the bumper and not the car.
Nice.
But you can't tell because it looks like it. And the light bar was part of it's actually the Defender light kit.
Cool. Very nice.
Alright, so final thoughts. I like it. It's fully capable. It's okay on the rocks. Possibly likely driver error. But
on the trail is going to be just fine for roots and leaves and piles and the occasional rocks and stuff. It did high point on some of my rock piles, so that's going to take some getting used to. Definitely tell with the portal axles that it was higher. I was able to get over some of the rocks that my other cars have a hard time with. And overall, I like it. Again, the parts that I used were the light kit, rear bumper, front bumper. Other stuff should be coming here pretty soon. Pretty happy with it. Uses up every channel on the receiver. All of them. There's the bind channel and I forget the other open channel that I think is supposed to stay open. But yeah, there's no room for anything. So we'll see how I'm going to be able to connect the winch and stuff later. I've got plenty of cables and a battery connector, which is probably going to wind up using it. And I got an on-off switch, a manual on-off switch. I might use. Most of this stuff is just collected. We'll see what happens. But overall, pretty happy with it. And like, subscribe. There'll be more crawling. There's a competition coming up in June locally that I'm gonna hop into. I'm gonna take this because I think it'll be a nice challenge. That I believe is that. Hope you have a great day or night. See you next time.